Mic check. 1, 2. Super echoey. Mic check. 1, 2. Hello, everyone. And here goes my squeaky chair. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another daily live stream. Thanks for being here on a Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central here in Chicago. Do you all have plans for the weekend, or you just hanging out with me today? Either way, I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and before I begin, Maggie May, Julie, Aisha, Lynn, For the Good, Kevin, who else is in here? Ian, put on the tiara, Megan, Babita, Margaret from Facebook, Freakstyle or Freckstyle. I think Freakstyle makes more sense. Tanya, hello. Mandla, hello. Randall, hello. Just Peace, what's going on? The thing is, nice to see you. Tanisha, happy Saturday to you as well. Spike, what's going on? Welcome, everyone. Spike, your Brewers are killing us right now. I'm wearing my Cubs shirt today, and we're already down 4-1 in the first inning. I checked right before I started this live stream. So hopefully the Cubs will catch up later in the game. Anyway, nice to see you all here. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying the day today. It's really nice here in Chicago. It's nice and bright and sunny. It's a nice day out. So today's day 699 of my journey. I want to talk about diet today because it's the hardest weight loss lever for me. The title of the live stream today is Fast Smart, Eat Smarter. I wholeheartedly believe in that, but I also know it's one of the hardest things that I have to control on my journey. So I want to talk about diet today and maybe get a little in depth with that, maybe to give some tips and advice. And I'm sure other people will be able to share theirs as well. Spike says Brewers are the best. Sorry about those Cubs. It's still the first inning. We don't know. I'll come down for game 4 if the Cubs aren't eliminated by then. Keep me posted. Not the thing is, I just saw the comment there, but thanks for the kind words. Happy Bunny, hello. India, hello. Nice to see you. Elle, hello. Jason, hello. Welcome. Nice to see you all. So I want to talk about diet today, but I also want to make sure that everyone's being accountable. Remember, this is my accountability live stream. This is where I share my stats and give you whatever knowledge and advice that I can give. But this is also an opportunity for you to share your journey, to share your accountability. And remember, it's great. I love when people are doing amazing things, when people are finding success. But this is also a place to share when you're struggling, to share when you are maybe not on top of your game because you need to show up even on the bad days, even on the hard days. Maggie says, currently, I'm a little over 68 hours fasted, down another almost half a pound there. Congrats, Maggie May. Also doing 68 hours. Congrats on pushing along fast. I love that. What else is going on with everyone else? For the Good says, broke a 24-hour fast. Had a 32-ounce fresh pressed veggie/fruit juice. Then I went off the rails. Had 2 huge honey biscuits, an abundance of crackers, and some lentil soup. Tomorrow is a new day. Timer hit. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about sharing your struggles, because it's not easy to admit something like this. And it looks like For the Good broke, got a good fast in, tried to keep things clean. So even when I see this, was the plan For the Good to just have a 32-ounce veggie/fruit juice and then that's it? I just wonder why the transition from something cleaner to honey biscuits, crackers, and soup? And there's nothing wrong with eating any of those things. I'm just wondering, when you say went off the rails, the first thing that comes to my mind is, were there other foods or plans in place if the juice wasn't enough? At the same time, it takes a lot to share that, and for you to be like, hey, that's it. I ate, I'm done, hit the timer, push on. So thank you for sharing with us for the good. Keep us posted as well on how things are going with that. Aisha says, I'm just over 72 hours fasted on my second round of rolling 7-day fast. Congrats, Aisha, on getting 72 hours down. Still 190 for the second day in a row. And this is also another example. Sometimes, if you look at where Aisha's at, 72 hours fasted, and the weight still hasn't pushed itself down, but Aisha isn't looking at the scale and is saying, well, the weight's not going down, so what's the point? Might as well just eat then, because the scale isn't doing what I wanted to do. When in reality, the scale shouldn't be the only factor. You should trust the process. You should know that putting 0 calories in you is a lot more beneficial than eating 3,000 calories or 4,000 calories in the day because you want to throw away the day because you didn't like what the scale said. I'm not saying that you can't eat, because obviously diet is important and you should eat. We all should eat. But at the same time, many of us look at the scale, we don't like what it shows, and then it causes us to derail. So just an example of Aisha pushing on, because Aisha's gone through this. She knows what this is like. She knows that the weight will keep itself there sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that because she trusts the process. Kevin says, broke my 155 hour this morning. Congrats, Kevin. I knew you could do it. I mean, you're here so frequently sharing your journey, and you've been killing these 155 hours. Down 2.5 pounds this week. I'll take it. You should definitely take it. Broke with kimchi and a probiotic drink. Had eggs and pork belly for breakfast. That sounds amazing. A coffee going to poke. A coffee going to, I'm confused. But you had a coffee to get those omega-3s. You're going to get poke. I was like, I get it. Then maybe wings and drinks for dinner if I'm not too stuffed, prepping for my big gym sauna day tomorrow. Enjoy your refeed, and hopefully you have a great sauna day tomorrow. You'll probably let us know because you're usually here when I'm doing this. What else is going on, everyone? Share with me. I have a little more time today, so I might be able to go through more things here. Ian, what's going on, Ian? How are you? After another 18-6 fast, I stepped on the scale this morning, down 2 pounds. Congrats, Ian. I love that for you. This is also a really good reminder here. This isn't just about fasting for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 1 week. That's 7 days, 2 weeks. But this is also working on shorter fasts, like doing an 18-hour fast, doing a 20-hour fast. Remember, if you can't fast for that long, you can absolutely do shorter fasts and continue working on your other weight loss levers. Jerome, what do you mean by other weight loss levers? It's not just fasting. It's about the way you eat, about the way you refeed, about the way you sleep, about the way you perform cardio, strength training, exercise. That's already strength training and cardio. Your mental health. Jerome, what do you mean? Jerome, what do you mean by mental health? I'm talking about, are you somebody that comfort eats? Are you somebody that eats out of boredom, that stress eats, that eats out of anxiety? If that is you, if you are that person, then that's something that you can continue working on. If you're somebody that completely goes off the rails and has zero control, is fasting for 7 days the appropriate move right now, or is controlling the mental part the more important piece first? Only you can answer that question. But it doesn't mean that you can't continue working on all of these levers. Fast hard if you want, fast long if you can healthily do so. Eat as clean as you can if that's what you want to do. Exercise hard, push hard if you can do that. But you also have to be okay with accepting imperfection, giving yourself grace, realizing that every fast doesn't have to be progressively longer than the next. That's a big misconception for many of us. We feel like just because you're doing rolling 65s, doing rolling 90s, doing rolling 36s, it doesn't mean that you have to do that now every single time or it isn't worth it. There is a lot of value in doing shorter fasts and controlling the way you eat. Please remember that. This isn't just about fasting and fasting only. This is about working all your weight loss levers. This is about your health and wellness. This is about doing something long term so that it can be sustainable. It's great to lose a ton of weight at the start. That's how I lost 80 pounds in 5 months. But living that all or nothing lifestyle, living that or having that black and white type of mindset, fasting for long periods of time and then eating 6,000 calories, I couldn't keep that up forever. You need to evolve. You need to find ways to make this sustainable for you. And that's why I do these daily live streams for you to share what your journey is like as well, so that we can talk it through. My goal is to get you to where you need to be. Let me help you get to where you need to be. Take advantage of the time that I'm doing this, because I don't know if I can do this every day. But for now, 3 days now, I've been here. So take advantage of that time. Share with us. Tanya says, hey, family, ended my 4-day dry fast today. Had a meal and back fasting. I lost 7 pounds. Congrats, Tanya. 4-day dry. That's incredible. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. Freak style, 44 hours in. Is that, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about here. So you've already gotten through the ADF. How long you pushing for? Congrats. I can't remember if I've seen you in here before, but thank you for sharing with us. I'm just scrolling down here to see if there are any other updates from other people here. Happy Bunny says, I caught the live. Nice to have you here. I was watching your old videos and I made a little tracker today to keep my goals clear. Good. I love that. Putting a strategy down, having a game plan is really important. I'm not saying that everybody needs to track, but if it is an accountability tool that will help you remember that you're aware of what you're doing, by all means. Got a gym membership yesterday and didn't go. It's a super rocky start. And so how do you fix that, Happy Bunny? I mean, if it's a rocky start, does that mean that sometimes I think there's also a misconception when it comes to working out. And I'm not just saying a rocky start because of the gym membership. You're probably talking about other things here too. But just to add this in, sometimes people think that the only thing that matters is when they work out, is that for the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour or however long your workout is, it's going to be these super intense workouts, which it absolutely can be, but they don't think about the rest of the day. So even for me, when I talk about getting 15,000 steps in, it's not like I'm getting 15,000 steps in all at the same time. I get my steps in because I go for a walk first thing in the morning, but I'm not doing all 15,000 steps then. Afterwards, though, after I take a shower, I walk to the office. I hop on my scooter. I choose steps to get on the subway instead of taking the escalator. I am continuously working throughout the day. I'm continuously being active. It's one of the reasons I cook a lot of my food as well when I refeed, because I go pick up groceries. I carry those groceries. Sometimes I'll carry groceries. I'll have 2 bags in my hand, and as I'm walking, I'm lifting them up as if I'm doing exercises. I don't have to do that, but I do that because it's like, why not take advantage? Why not get a little more activity in? Sometimes when I'm at home and I'm just watching TV, I'll do core exercises. I'm always doing something. I'm always trying to optimize my health and wellness. And this isn't just for Happy Bunny. This is for anybody who sometimes is stuck in this place where if they can't go to the gym, then they feel like they can't do anything at all. When in reality, if you can't go to the gym today, you don't throw away the day. You can still be active in different ways. You can still do body weight exercises. You can still climb a flight of stairs. Sometimes in my old apartment, I would take the stairs instead of the elevator. It's the small things that will eventually add up. Okay, I'm going to read a couple more here, and then I'm going to get into my nerd stats. Cap Rising, nice to see you. I'm on my 4th round of ADF today. So far, 21 hours in. First of all, congratulations on 4 rounds of ADF. Have lost 5.2 pounds so far on ADF. Ate a bit more bread yesterday than I wanted, but it's okay. I don't want to feel deprived. And this is a great call out. Sometimes when we refeed, we eat more than expected. Sometimes we get into this mindset of, well, I'm going to eat everything that I can now because I'm about to fast again. And that is something that many of us have to continue working on as well. Realizing that you don't have to eat everything. You can if you want to, but if you are doing that and then trying to counterbalance with a longer fast, you need to start asking yourself, am I pushing too hard? Am I restricting too hard? But just a reminder and a call out for people who might be here, who might have these thoughts in their head. I love that for you though, Cap Rising. Continue pushing. Jody, what's going on? Good day, Jerome. I broke my 96-hour fasting goal at 95 hours. Congrats. I love that for you, as my son dropped by and invited me to lunch. Close enough. Definitely close enough. Sometimes people get in their heads about this too. I remember when I was doing my 90-hour fast at the very beginning of my journey, I think there was a day when I had to break at like 88 hours, and I went on stream and I was almost distraught about it because I was so infatuated with making sure that it was going to be at the very minimum 90 hours because I was in that all or nothing mindset. So, of course, 95 hours is still amazing. Congrats again, Jody. Thank you for sharing with us. Adeline, how's it going? I got back on schedule, down 4 pounds since the 1st. I love that for you, Adeline. Hopefully, if you started on the 1st, that's the last time you're restarting. Currently in Wisconsin for a family get together or come together. Enjoy the time. Congrats on being down in weight. Please keep us posted on your journey as it continues. What's going on, Kush? Nice to see you. Just hit my timer for a 24. Let's go, Jason. I like that, Julie. I've decided to call my fasting days my get your shit done days. Thank you for that idea, Jerome. You're very welcome. If anyone's wondering what a get your shit done day is, for me, on days that I fast, they're non-negotiable days for me. Those are days where I don't think about food at all. No food noise, no negotiating on whether I should break. Maybe I'll have a little bit of, nope. On the days that I fast, they're my complete get my shit done day. I stay busy. I keep my schedule busy. I actually pack my schedule on my fasting days on purpose because keeping busy is another tip, another trick to get you to get your mind out of boredom eating, stress eating. So think about that for anybody who might take advantage of that. Use that as a tool. Pack your day on your fasting days. You'd be surprised how quickly time can pass by when you do something like that. I love that though for you, Julie. Thank you for sharing. Melly Mel, nice to see you. Hi, Jerome and everyone. 1 week of straight ADF and down 3.5 pounds. Congrats. I'm happy about that because I still need to work on my diet. And this weigh in after a refeed yesterday, fasting today. Melly Mel, keep us posted. I love that for you. Congrats on 1 week down, 3.5 pounds down. And at the same time, just remember, if you're ever feeling burnt out, if you're ever feeling tired of doing something too long in terms of fasting, it's okay to take a step back and then work on your other weight loss levers. And also, on the opposite side of things, if there are days you want to push harder, push harder. Do what you need to do. So I love that for you, Melly Mel. Thank you for sharing. Aiden, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. Aiden says, damn, you're looking amazing. Thanks. I appreciate the kind words. Haven't watched in a while, but I see, Aiden, you're part of the Finally Fasting fam. So thank you for the continued support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words. Lynn says, my diet sucks. I know it needs a ton of work. I fast every day, do good all day, then terrible the rest of the day. Honestly, I look forward to just getting to your live, hoping for tiny miracles. And this is actually, don't even call it tiny miracles, Lynn. Talk about it as small successes, small wins for you. So when you say my diet sucks, is it because you're fasting and you're trying to do an extended fast? Or are you doing OMAD and then you just break at the diet part for OMAD? Because and I don't know what your current plan is, but Lynn, if you're trying for a 3-day fast and then you end up breaking at 20 hours and you keep doing it over and over and over, and every time you break, you're just eating and just completely going out of control, then maybe it's time to do shorter fasts and do much cleaner eating. But I don't know what that looks like for you. And Lynn, I see you here every day and you're always giving a hello, and I love that. So thank you for sharing with us, because usually I don't see you chat much with us. Not that you don't have, or not that you have to, but it's nice for you to share with us. So I guess I just say that because if I can help, I want to help. Okay. Let's break into the nerd stats, everyone. Today is Saturday. If I can get this up here, Saturday, October 4th. Happy weekend to everybody. Today is day 699 of my journey. Tomorrow will be day 700. Sydney, hello. How's it going? Nice to see you. Almadas, nice to see you as well. Almost 700 days into my journey. Almost 2 years into my journey. If you think about it, November 6th will be 2 years into my journey. Jennifer, how's it going? Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Thank you for being part of the Finally Fasting fam. I see the little badge next to your name. Appreciate you being here. In the last 699 days, have they been perfect days? Of course not. It's been 699 days of imperfect consistency. Jerome, what do you mean by imperfect consistency? What I mean by that is my fasting has not been perfect. My eating has not been perfect. My exercise has not been perfect. My sleep has not been perfect, but it has been consistent. I still continue to push. If I am aiming for a 90-hour fast and I only get 23 hours in, then it is what it is. I work on my other weight loss levers. I try to turn up the dial when it comes to my diet. I get some extra steps in. I lift heavier to take advantage of the extra calories in me. Imperfect consistency for many of us, I would say for 99.9% of us, imperfect consistency, doing something consistent while acknowledging the fact that it will not be perfect, is your key to success. I've said this before, but my success, the reason I've been able to lose 80 pounds in 5 months and keep it off almost 2 years later, Almost 700 days later, the only difference is because I continue to be consistent. I continue to show up. I continue to be accountable. Sometimes I think that people are overcomplicating this. They forget because they're so focused on fasting for an extended period of time or only eating a certain way for however long, and forgetting that they can still give themselves grace, that life is going to happen, that life will throw you a curveball, and you have to learn how to roll with it. That's a hard thing to learn, and that takes time to learn. But you know how you get better at it? By showing up every day, by practicing every day. It's just like any other skill. If you want to get good at something, if you want to make things seem like they're not that difficult, you just have to show up. You just have to put it into practice. Devon, Shauna, I see you in there. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So in the last, not 699 days, but in the last 73 days, since I have been doing this every day, live streaming every day for the last 73 days, I figured I might as well share my stats here as well. In the last 73 days of my journey, and just to give a quick reminder, one of the reasons I started live streaming every day is because I found myself getting into bad habits again. I ended up pushing up on the scale almost 30 pounds in about 5 weeks, because I had started to stress eat. I started to eat because I was trying to forget. If you're new here or you're not aware, I'm moving out of the country. And 73 days ago, or a little longer, a little past that, I made the decision to move out of the country. And when that happened, I started to stress eat because I kept thinking about, okay, I got to do this. I got to move out of my apartment. I got to do X, Y, and Z. And that kind of stress caused me to fall into some bad habits. And I told myself, Jerome, the only way you can turn this ship back around is to start being more accountable. And that's how these daily live streams came to be. In that amount of time, though, I have done a number of different things: short fasts, long fasts, some days where I eat a lot, some days where I eat less, even going on vacation. In the last 73 days, I did 9 rounds of ADF. I lost 21 pounds in 18 days doing 9 rounds of ADF. And then I ate 7,500 calories one day, gained 7 pounds, did a 93-hour fast, ended up losing 10 pounds, and then lost 24 pounds in 3 weeks. Then continued back on ADF, did 4 rounds of that, 3,400 calorie refeeds, then had a 4,800 calorie day, gained 5.6 pounds, did 2 65-hour fasts, lost 28 pounds in 5 weeks, then did a 6,300 calorie day, gained 11 pounds, did a 60-hour fast, lost more weight on top of that, losing almost 30 pounds in 39 days, in a little over 5 weeks. Went on vacation. Some of those vacation days had 6,000 calorie refeeds, 7,000 calorie refeeds. Some of those vacation days also had fasting days. And then did a 64-hour fast after that. And most recently, if you look at the very last bullet, I've most recently done 13 rounds of ADF. And in those 13 rounds of ADF, some of them have been 4,300 calorie refeed days, 5,000 calorie refeed days, 6,800 calorie refeed days, and even a 9,500 calorie refeed day. Why do I share this? Because it's important that you see that this is what imperfect consistency looks like. There are days where I will fast long, other days where I will fast shorter, days where I will eat a lot more, days where I'll have less calories. But the thing that doesn't change is the consistency in what I'm doing. I know what good, healthy habits are, and I will continue to push as many good, healthy habits as I can, but also realize that I'm a human being. I will be imperfect. I will have days where I'm going to go out. I'm going to go on vacation. Friends are going to ask me to hang out. I'm going out tonight. I'm going to a bar in a couple hours tonight. and I'm going to be drinking tonight, and I'm going to be eating a bunch of shitty food. Am I going to beat myself up over it? Am I going to say, well, I might as well just not work out today because I'm going out? Should I say, well, I might as well not work out tomorrow. I might as well not fast tomorrow because it's already the weekend and I might as well enjoy Sunday too? No. The routine doesn't change. The good, healthy habits don't change. The accountability doesn't change. That is imperfect consistency. Do you see where the consistency lies within that? Oh my goodness, Uncle Reggie, you are insane. Uncle Reggie just gifted another 5 memberships. Can we throw some F's up for Uncle Reggie? I already see Shauna doing that. Anybody who has a membership, if you're part of the Finally Fasting fam, you can throw these up as well. Please thank Uncle Reggie for gifting you a membership. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You and Elle are ridiculous putting these memberships out to people. Uncle Reggie, thank you for the support. I appreciate the support. You've been supporting like crazy over the last couple of days. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, for gifting donations as well. Please, if you got a donation, please, or if you got a membership from Uncle Reggie, please shout him out. Thank Uncle Reggie. If you are part of the Finally Fasting fam, you get to use those custom emoji. You'll get your name on the intro. You get a little badge next to your name in chat. So please thank Uncle Reggie again. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on. Yesterday was my refeed day. Or if you all remember, yesterday I was debating on if I should refeed or not, or push a 65-hour fast and just eat today. Many of you, when I went through chat, many of you were like, just do the 65, push a 65, push a longer fast. And while that would have been the easier route for me, because I know I'm going to be eating in excess today, and pushing a 65 makes a lot of sense. At the same time, you all know this. I've shared this with you. Doing a 65-hour fast is easy for me. Doing a 65-hour fast is something I'm already good at doing. So I decided to challenge myself yesterday, and I said, refeed, which I know sounds crazy because it's like, so you're rewarding yourself by eating another day? In essence, yes, but I told myself, refeed again, eat again, and keep the calories under 3,000. Do it 3 times in a row. Because if you remember, my last 2 refeeds have been under my 3,000 calorie limit. And I told myself, you want to prove that you're getting better at your weight loss lever of dieting? Eat better. Keep the calories clean, because you get to eat again the next day. And that was my reminder. That was my reminder to myself yesterday. Is I told myself, if I'm going to eat again, if I'm going to eat today and eat again the next day, you don't have to eat crazy because you get to do that today. So let's share what my refeed looks like. Maybe the question for you is, do you think I kept my calories under 3,000 yesterday? You all know the diet is the hardest part for me. And this is why I really wanted to execute well here. Fasting is the easy part. And I know that I need to continue working on eating better. And so as I share with you now, we'll go into what my refeed looks like. Yesterday, as I started my refeed, I broke with broccoli and shrimp. This is actually really good because not only do I season it really well, but I add a ton of garlic in. I add a ton of garlic in it, and there's a ton of protein when it comes to shrimp. It's also very low cal, so it's a lot of volume. Broccoli is next to nothing in terms of calories. Shrimp, very low in calories, but a ton of protein. And like I said, today's live stream topic is fast smart, eat smarter. And this is me trying to eat smarter. So Miss Peaceful One, Nice to see you. I just saw you pop in there. What's going on? Hopefully everything's going well. So shrimp, broccoli, garlic, seasoned really well, is amazing. Yes, I eat the tail on the shrimp. I know not many people do that, but my dad used to do it when I was a kid, and I always followed suit, and I still eat it like that today. Afterwards, I had Brussels sprouts. You all shouldn't be surprised about this. Roasted, one of my favorite vegetables to eat. I eat it on almost every single refeed. If you're looking for the perfect Brussels sprout, just let me know. I will teach you how to cook that to perfection. I use a little balsamic vinegar for a dipping sauce, just a little sour kind of taste, which really sets off. And then this is a bowl of turkey Italian sausage, which is also very low in calories. Each sausage is only 130 calories. I made a bunch of stewed tomatoes, and I made about a pound of mushrooms. And underneath that is a whole bowl of white rice. So I ate at this point, I think 12 ounces of broccoli, about half or 2/3 of a pound of shrimp, a pound of Brussels sprouts. This was, I think, 275 grams of white rice, not a pound of mushrooms. I left a little bit, maybe 10 ounces of stewed tomatoes, and I ate 4 of these turkey sausages. So we'll just show the scenes here of me eating it. These sausages are actually, I love it. They're so good. I feel like I could eat this on every refeed. I think this is the 3rd refeed in a row now I've eaten these sausages. I'm always a big fan of Italian sausage, and while they're not exactly Italian sausage, they're good. I had 3 bananas after that. You'll see that they were super ripe, so I wanted to just eat them before they went bad. Although I'm sure they would have been fine today too. But I ate 3 of those bananas. And then this is a bowl of cottage cheese and blueberries. I wanted something different. And actually, this is a really good combo too. Lately, you've been watching me eat cottage cheese and pineapple. These are cottage cheese and blueberries, and they were so good. It was actually a really good combo. I've really been digging cottage cheese lately. I know it's not everybody's jam, but for me, I really enjoy it. And that was my refeed yesterday. Did it look like something was missing there? If you are here on a regular basis, you know that I will always have a huge bowl of sugar-free Jello pudding with milk and protein powder and pumpkin and a bunch of cookies on top of it. I didn't have that yesterday. That's huge for me to skip dessert entirely. That cottage cheese and blueberries and the bananas, that was my dessert yesterday. I told myself, Jerome, you're good at fasting, work on the diet. See if you can work on the diet. And the reason I was able to forego dessert is because I kept reminding myself, Jerome, you get to eat tomorrow. You get to eat again tomorrow. Not only do you get to eat tomorrow, but you get to have a 20% day. You're going to go out with friends. You're going to go drink. You're going to go eat really shitty food. Yesterday's refeed, everyone, if you look, not at that, but if you look at the very last bullet there, it's not a bullet, but yesterday's refeed was 2,200 calories. I actually ate under my TDEE yesterday. Remember, my goal is to just keep it under 3,000. You all know that I'm very capable of eating 6,000 calories, 8,000 calories, 10,000 calories. You've all seen it. I've shown it to you. Tonight, who knows how many calories I'm going to eat? We'll see. But yesterday was a huge win for me because if you look at the last 3 dates there, 2,950 calories, 2,965 calories, 2,210 calories. This might seem, for people who don't know me, who watch this, they're like, I don't get it. Why is this a big deal? You still ate over 2,000 calories, or you were eating almost 3,000 calories. The reason this is a big deal is because if you know me from the past and if you've watched my refeeds, I've been doing this now for 699 days. And I would say probably for 500 plus days, in the first 500 plus days in my journey, every refeed was over 6,000 calories, if not more. And in the last, I don't know, 200 days, there have been other days where I'll eat over 6,000 calories, over 7,000 calories. This is a big deal for me because this is uncommon for me. This is me working on a weight loss lever that I do not have good control over. This is me putting a different weight loss lever into practice. Now, here's what I'm talking about when I talk about weight loss levers. You might be great at your diet. You might be capable of keeping your calories down, eating clean. Maybe your weight loss lever that's hard to get good at is your sleep, is your fasting, is your exercise, your cardio, your strength training, your mental health. These are the levers you need to continue working on as well. Think about this. Everyone in here, think about this. If you were to list all of your weight loss levers, fasting, refeed length, your diet, your cardio, your strength training, your sleep, your mental health, meaning your emotional eating, your comfort eating, your stress eating. If you were to rank that from 0 being the worst and 10 being the best, would you know which ones you're strong at? Would you know which ones you're weak at? The reason I bring this up is, yes, you do know. You know what you're good at. You know what your weak points are. And what you need to do is take a look at those weak points and say, how can I improve this as well? Because many of you, I know many of you are in here who think that fasting is the only thing that matters, when in reality, if fasting isn't going to be working out for you right now, if you are struggling right now because you're trying to fast for 5 days and you're only fasting for 16 hours and then you're binging, well, the weak point is the diet. The weak point is the mental, because you're mentally binging when you know you don't have to. And easier said than done, because I'm somebody who's been there. I'm somebody that's done that. It's not just as easy as, well, I'm not going to binge anymore. But you can start taking steps. It doesn't have to go from fasting for 3 days in a row to binging. It can go to eating clean, eating healthy, eating at a caloric limit, to overeating, eating above your calorie limit, but still keeping it clean. It can go to overeating, keeping it somewhat clean, but also eating some junky food. It can go to complete eating unhealthy, drive-through, DoorDash, and then it can go to a binge. Do you see how many levels? It doesn't have to get to that point. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I will always repeat this, because if somebody told me that when I was going through my issues, through decades of my eating issues, maybe it would have changed things for me. Although in reality, I probably knew that already. I knew I could have done all of those things. And the only reason I didn't is because I couldn't get out of my all or nothing mindset. I couldn't get out of my black and white thinking. If this resonates with you, if you get what I'm saying, you know what steps need to be taken next. You know what you need to do next. You know that there are other things that you can work on to help yourself on your journey. I hope that's helpful for many of you. I hope you understand why this is such a big deal for me, Because for me to even say I've gone 3 refeeds in a row now under 3,000 is huge for me. But the fact that yesterday I was able to skip dessert, what it does for me, it's not only the physical part, it's not only just skipping dessert and eating less calories, it's a mental thing for me as well. Because here's what happens in my head. Yesterday, I ate 2,200 calories, which is something I never would have imagined I could do. I also never imagined that I could eat less than 6,000 calories per refeed, but I've been able to do that now. And I've been able to do it multiple times. Maybe not every single time, but that's imperfect consistency, is to continue still working on it, to be aware of what you're doing, to not throw away the day. When I talk about the mental part of that, the mental part of eating, when I didn't have that dessert that I have had every single time, and remember, think about what my dessert was before that. Before I was making that pudding mix with sugar-free Jello, I was eating straight up pumpkin pie that I bought at the store. Just store-bought pumpkin pie, probably not the healthiest ingredients. But I started to eat smarter. What do you mean by eating smarter? It stopped becoming pumpkin pie. It stopped becoming cheesecake. I would still eat it, and I still eat it every now and then. I might eat some tonight, but you've seen the change. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at my old videos. How many times did I eat pumpkin pie? How many times was I eating an entire tin of cashews? That entire tin of cashews was 2,000 calories in one tin, and I would eat that. I've learned to change my diet. I've learned to eat smarter. I've learned to make substitutions. And when I skipped dessert last night, that is pinging my brain and telling my brain, you can do this. You don't have to do it every single time. Just like you're fasting. You don't have to fast the same way every single time, but this is a change. This is me rewiring my brain saying, oh, maybe I can do this again when I know I'm eating back-to-back days. I can skip that dessert entirely. I can make better, clean choices and get to that point. I do hope that's helpful, because look at it in any aspect outside of just your diet. You can apply the same thing when it comes to fasting, imperfect consistency. You can apply it to the same thing like walking, imperfect consistency. Sometimes when people are thinking about getting 10,000 steps a day in, and they know they can't do it because they can't get their 30-minute workout in or 1-hour workout in because they think that's the only thing that's important, there's a lot of importance in just getting steps in. So what if you can only spend 10 minutes to walk? It's still worth something. You might have just 5 minutes every hour while you're working to get some steps in. That's better than nothing. Don't just say, well, I can't get my workout in, so why do anything at all? You have to break the all or nothing mindset. Coming from somebody who lives an all or nothing mindset, trust me, it's such a detrimental part of my life that I'm learning to let go of. I have a client who I work with that I coach, and I'm not trying to call them out, but if they're watching this live stream, they've told me this personally, and I also agree. When I talk about all or nothing, because they're also all or nothing in that type of way, and they say, but Jerome, the all or nothing people, they're the ones that get shit done. And in a lot of ways, I agree with that. How do you think I lost 80 pounds in 5 months? Because I was doing all or nothing. I was fasting for 4 days, and then I was still eating 7,000 calories, eating out of control without any mindfulness within it, because I did not want to waver from that kind of thinking. So yes, all or nothing, the all part, pushing hard can be awesome. It can be amazing. You can do amazing things by pushing hard. You will never hear me say, don't push that hard. If you can do it, push hard. Do what you need to do. At the same time, you can't do the nothing part. You can't just throw away the day. You can't just give up. You can't just say, well, I'm going to start on Monday. You know what? It's Saturday. I already ate on Friday, so I might as well just not care Saturday and Sunday, and I'll start Monday. You have to leave that behind. You can do the all part. You got to let go of the nothing part. Okay, that's my rant when it comes to this. I'm going to scroll back up because I know some people, I think, asked questions, and I just want to make sure I cover. If you did ask a question or say something in general, you can always just post it again, and I'll try to read it again if I can. And so here's the thing, and Happy Bunny says here, looks good. I need to find a meal I like that I know will be filling and I don't feel like I'm going insane restricting. This is also part of eating smarter. Why do you think I've been doing this for 699 days? When people watch me refeed, when all of you just watched everything I ate right now, yeah, there are probably some foods there that are not your favorite, but everything I ate yesterday was delicious. I enjoyed it. I season my food. I salt my food. I still eat foods that maybe some other people wouldn't choose to eat because it's not as clean for them. But for me, I eat it because I enjoy it. I season it. I spray things in oil. I cook things in butter. And I account for all of that. But I do it because it's still enjoyable. It's still within my limits. So you're on the right track, Happy Bunny. All it means now is, what do you really enjoy eating? And when I coach people, I say this too. Think about your whole foods. Because really, when we get down to the heart of clean eating, it's very simple. It's fruits, vegetables, meat, and whole foods. Foods that are not processed, ultra processed. Many of you have heard me say this before. A carrot is a carrot. A banana is a banana. Meat is meat. But a donut is not just a donut. An Oreo is not just an Oreo. And I'm not saying that you can't eat those foods. You absolutely can. But carrots, bananas, one ingredient foods should be the first focus. That's what most people should be breaking with for the most part. You can mix them up together. You can season them the way you want. You can cook them in however you want to cook them. You have to think about, what are your favorite fruits? What are your favorite vegetables? What are your favorite types of meat? And start there. That's how you start. That's how you start building a menu that is enjoyable. That's why you see me eating a lot of the same foods every day. But it's also because I fast. You all know that if you eat every single day, food gets boring. I'm sure many of you know that. When I used to binge every day, when I was out of control eating, food after a certain point was boring. I had to find something sweeter, something fatter, something more unhealthy, something richer, because I wasn't even resetting my palate anymore. I was just feeding it garbage every single day. So that's why you'll see me eating a lot of the same foods every other day, because I'm putting time in between my eating. I'm fasting. Just something to think about for many of you. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Tara asks, what brand of turkey sausage do you use? So I've tried different ones, Tara, and the only one that I am really enjoying right now, it's called Lombardi's, Lombardi''. But I don't know if Lombardi's is only a Chicago thing. Actually, I'm a little scared because when I moved to the Philippines, I don't even know what kind of foods I'm going to have access to. I mean, I know I can still eat chicken and fish and shrimp, and I think I'll be okay there. Actually, I don't know why I'm worrying about it, because there's going to be fruits, vegetables, and meats there. But I feel like I'm going to miss out on this Italian sausage, that's turkey Italian sausage, but it's Lombardi's. Also, if any of you find this, please Temper your expectations. Don't think you're going to eat it and it's going to taste exactly like Italian sausage. There's a reason one sausage is 130 calories versus a real Italian sausage, which is like 270 calories. So temper your expectations if you do get it. If any of you get it though, let me know, and let me know if you do like it. Okay, let me just see if India says, who else remembers the old school Jerome refeeds? The chicken tenders, Caesar salad with extra cheese, extra dressing, but also extra croutons. I put a ton of croutons in there. A can of cashews, protein bars, pumpkin pie, or cheesecake. And if you go to old school, like even the very beginning, even before I had a YouTube channel, I wasn't even eating a Caesar salad. When I was living in LA, because I was living in LA at the time, and I was working out in LA, and I had started doing rolling fasts. I wasn't even cooking at home. I would go to Taco Bell. I would go to, I can't remember what the place was called, Flame Broiler in LA. I would go to whatever fast food places I could find. And I would go from fast food place to fast food place to fast food place. And then I'd go to Albertsons or Vaughn's. I can't remember, probably both, or Ralph's. Anyway, I would go to a grocery store after. I would buy pumpkin pie. That's how long I've been eating pumpkin pie, everyone, since way back in the day. And I would eat at least half of a pumpkin pie, if not more. And I would do that every single time. And I would still lose weight. Why? Because I was fasting for 90 hours. Is it sustainable? Well, I did it for 5 months. I lost the weight doing it, but it's not something that I could do for the rest of my life. But even as India says that, think about how my diet has changed over time. Now, does it mean I'm never going to eat a Caesar salad again with extra cheese, extra dressing, extra croutons? No, of course. Of course not. I will eat like that. I still do. I'll still eat pumpkin pie. I would love to eat a tin of cashews again, but if I'm being honest, I'm afraid because it's such an easy 2,000 calories, such an easy 2,000 calories. And so even on my cheat days, I don't want to call it that, even on my 20% days, I want to stray away from it because it's just so easy to get into. Just like, I don't think many of you know this, but Ritz Bits, you know those Ritz Bits cheese sandwich crackers? I could eat boxes of those. They're so easy to eat, and I have to stay away from it because it's such an easy trigger food for me. But anyway, I love that India brought that up here. Okay, let me just see. It's great to see many of you talking and sharing and chatting with each other. It makes me happy to see because it really feels like we're all helping each other out. Hayde says, how do you fast this long? I'm craving food after 14 hours. Hayde, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Many people know this because I say it a lot. Maybe other people have already shared their tips. So please take advantage of that. But for me, how do I fast this long? I've said this before. I do feel like I'm built differently. Fasting comes easy to me. It's not difficult for me. I'm able to do it on a regular basis. But hey, here's another way to think about it as well. You're craving food after 14 hours. If 14 hours is the longest that you can go, I'll say this to you. And I think most people know what's going to come, or most people know what I'm going to say. If you can do 14 hours, you can do 14 hours and 15 minutes. If you can do 14 hours and 15 minutes, you can do 14 hours and 30 minutes. If you can do 14 hours and 30 minutes, you can do 14 hours and 45, you can do 14 hours and 45 minutes. You get where I'm going with this. You have to build your fasting muscle. Some days you're going to feel it. Some days you're going to have more motivation. You're going to have more push. Some days you're just not going to have the hunger hitting you as hard, and you'll be able to do it. Now, it doesn't mean that every single time you're going to be able to go longer, but I would say the majority of the time you should be able to, especially if you're just increasing it by 15 minutes. Now, hey, if you're like, but I don't want to do that. I want to do 36 hours like you. I want to do 90 hours like you did. Don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to anybody in here right now. What you need to do is work on your journey. Continue to work on your other weight loss levers. What's your diet like? What's your exercise like? What's your sleep like? And I know many people might be thinking too, who cares about sleep? You should absolutely care about sleep, especially if you're somebody that lifts weights and wants good rest and recovery. I cannot tell you how important sleep is for me and how easily it gets me into a routine every day. By 10 p.m., I'm already falling asleep. I already told myself today, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stay up when I meet with friends tonight because I'm already falling asleep at that time. Hopefully that's helpful, Hayden. Thanks for the question. Wait a minute. Uncle Reggie, what are you I was like, didn't Uncle Reggie already gift 5 memberships? Uncle Reggie, thank you so much for the support again. My goodness, Uncle Reggie, you're killing it. Please, if anybody is in here right now and got a gifted membership from Uncle Reggie, please thank Uncle Reggie. Uncle Reggie, thank you for the support. Can we please throw some more F's up here for Uncle Reggie? Or if you don't want to throw up the F, you can throw up the clock emoji. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much again for the support. Remember, if any of you got this membership, you can use these custom emoji to throw up or to use. You'll get your name on the intros of my live streams. You get to have a badge next to your name. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much for the gifted memberships or the gifted memberships to other people on here. It's I'm trying to think of the word. It's generous, but it's also very kind of you. Uncle Reggie, thank you for the support. Thank you for all the support lately. This is wild. That's wild. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, let me scroll back up here. I know I can't get to everything. I also have more stats to go through. So I will try to cover as much as I can here, but let me just see if there are other things here that I can talk about. Put on the Tiara asks, do you think it's harder to fast for 36 plus hours the leaner you are? I predominantly fast for mental and physical health. Thanks for your help. So, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty lean at this point, but I know I'm not there exactly. I think it's harder for me to answer this because maybe I can think of it this way. Was it harder for me to fast 90 hours when I was morbidly obese versus where I'm at now? I will only say yes to this because I have not really done a 90-hour fast in a minute, but I did do one over the last 2 months and I was pretty much the same weight I'm at right now. And it really wasn't much for me. I've done 65-hour fasts as well, and they've been okay. 36 hours are easy for me right now because I've been doing them pretty much regularly. They seem pretty normal to me. So anytime I have to do anything longer than my 40-ish hour fast, I do think, I got to fast for another day. It's not necessarily harder, but I guess I can't really give you a better answer until I get even leaner. So I guess if I were to answer it today, yes, doing anything longer than my typical 40 is or would be difficult. But I think the only reason it would be difficult is because I haven't done a longer one in a minute, if that makes sense. If there are any other people who are on the leaner side, who have been overweight or bigger than that, maybe you can chime in and share with Put on the Tiara. It's a really great question though, and not something that I can fully answer maybe right now. Okay. I'm just going to scroll down here real quick and just see. Amaranth. Hi, Amaranth. What's my current weight in kg? So let me do that. 64, about 64 kg currently. Uncle Reggie is a legend with all of those gifted memberships. I don't know how many he's put out there, but it's wild. So again, thank you so much, Uncle Reggie. So you saw my refeed. You saw that I was able to keep it under the caloric limit, even more so because I skipped dessert entirely. So let's look at the weight. If you look at what's highlighted in red, this is what I weigh in after a refeed. For the most part, you will see me push up 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 7 pounds. But if you look at my last 3 refeed weights, where I have kept my calories under 3,000, you'll see that the weight gain is so much less. 2.6 pounds, 4.4 pounds. And yesterday, after eating 2,200 calories, it was a 2-pound gain. Here's the thing about yesterday, too. After eating all of that food yesterday, I actually felt satiated, which is crazy for me to say. And I don't know what was really different about that refeed. It was very similar, very similar. Maybe it was because I structured the fruits at the end and that tasted more like a dessert. Because I think many of you have been watching. Usually the fruits come at the very beginning because I'm waiting for food to cook. But what I did yesterday is I cooked shrimp and broccoli first. And I said, eat this first and save the sweeter stuff for the end so that, because my plan yesterday, when I told myself, let's not only try to keep the calories down, but let's try to just skip dessert altogether. So I planned it. I did something different. So maybe that's the route I need to take, is skip the fruits until the end and see where it puts me. But look at that weight. 2 pounds. I gained 2 pounds yesterday after that refeed. And that was literally, I finished eating yesterday at around 9:30 p.m. and I weighed this morning at around, I think, 6 a.m. So what, 9 hours later, a 2-pound gain. But another reminder, just because I put on 4 pounds or 6 pounds or 7 pounds after a refeed doesn't mean that I gained 4, 6, 7 pounds of fat. Many people step on the scale, they think they've automatically gained a ton of fat, or they get in their head about the weight on the scale, when in reality, that's not what's happening. How do I know this? Because I've been doing this for a long time. If you look at the right side of this slide where it's highlighted in green, even after 24 plus hour fasts, I'll lose 6 pounds, 6.6 pounds, 5.8 pounds, 4.4 pounds, 4.8 pounds. Did I lose 4, 6, 7 pounds of fat after a 24 plus hour fast? No. It's water weight, it's food weight, it's waste weight. Don't worry so much about what the scale says. Trust the process. You know that putting 0 calories in you is going to push the scale down. So when you do a 0 calorie fast and you step on the scale and you see that it didn't push down the way you wanted it, the way you wanted it to, and then you get upset and then you end up eating 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories. You didn't even hit your timer. You decided to just do DoorDash instead. Where does that bring you? It doesn't bring you anywhere. You're not trusting the process. Instead, you're just waiting for the scale to give you whatever number you think is, or that it should be, when in fact, you don't control the scale. You have no control over that. Your body is going to do what it wants to do. Your body is going to hold on to water if it wants to hold on to water. Obviously, there are ways that you can maybe expedite that process, but don't worry so much about what the scale says. Worry more about how your clothes fit, what your blood work looks like. Are you feeling healthy? Are you full of energy? Is your sleep good? These are the non-scale victories that should matter for you. Over my last now 34 refeeds, my average refeed time pushed itself down because My last refeed, yesterday's refeed was 2 hours and 15 minutes. The one before that was 2 hours and 21 minutes. And the one before that was 2 hours and 53 minutes. My refeed time has gone down. My average calories per refeed also gone down because of yesterday's really low calorie count. Actually, just the last 3 have continued to push that number down. Average protein still at 210, which I'm very happy with. It's more than just fasting. You've already heard me say it. It's about all of your weight loss levers. Cardio is a big one for me. I get my steps in almost every day. Over the last 73 days, my daily step average is close to 16,000. Yesterday's step count was over 16,000. But I'm not even trying to get that many steps. My goal is to only get 12,800 per day or 15,000 steps 6 times a day. Does that mean you need to walk as many steps? No, it doesn't. I walk a lot because I live in the city. I enjoy walking. I walk when I do my language learning. I walk when I just need to clear my head. I take public transit, so I'm on foot a lot. For you, maybe it means riding a bike, going for a swim, riding a kick scooter like I do. Find what works for you. Strength training is what I do every morning after a refeed. This morning was no different. I got up, went to the bathroom, stepped on the scale, went for a walk, lifted heavy, walked back home, got to work. The routine is there. Working on every single weight loss lever outside of just fasting. I do abide by something called the 80-20 rule. What do I mean by the 80-20 rule? I mean that 80% of the time, I am keeping my calories in check. 80% of the time, I am getting my steps in, lifting weights at the gym. In the last 73 days of me documenting this, I have had 61 80% days. The majority of the days have been 80% days, averaging around 3,000 calories. And then if you look at my 20% days, 20% days are days where I'm going to go out to eat and drink. Tonight, I'm going out to a bar. I'm celebrating a birthday. I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to be eating probably a bunch of junk food. I'm going to try to keep it in check. But 20% days are days that are more lax for me. If you look at how many calories I eat on a 20% day, it's almost 6,000 calories. Tonight might be no different. But look at how often it happens. In the last 73 days, I've only had 12 20% days. This isn't even an 80-20 split currently. This is an 84-16 split, meaning most of the time, I'm doing what I should be doing. The other time, I'm going out. I'm going on vacation. I'm eating with a friend. I plan those. I strategize those days. Not every day is planned or strategized, but for the most part, I try to give myself a buffer there. I try to have the good days outweigh the bad by an 80-20 split. Does that mean that you have to do an 80-20 split? No, it doesn't. You can have a 90-10 split. You can have a 60-40 split, but you'd have to be very careful about what a 60-40 split looks like for you, because then the 40% of the time, you can't make the calories go that crazy because that's a lot of times doing that. You don't have to have a split like that at all. I just share this with you because it's a tool that I use that is helpful for me, and maybe it would be helpful for you. Refeed goals have pretty much been the same. Under 3,000 calories, eating over 190 grams of protein. In my last 3 refeeds, I have been able to accomplish that. Tonight, not so much. I can almost guarantee you I will for sure eat over 3,000 calories, but I will try to still keep my protein above 190 grams. Why? Because prioritizing protein is super important for me and probably should be for you as well. Prioritizing protein, having a good amount of protein Number one, when it comes to the thermic effect, meaning when you eat food, fat, carbs, protein, the body, when it digests that food, when it comes to protein, it has to burn more calories to digest over fat and carbs by, I believe, almost double. So eating more protein just means that your body will burn more calories. Eating more protein will help you maintain muscle, will help you build muscle, and the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolic rate is. Why do you want a higher metabolic rate? Because the higher your metabolism is, the more calories you burn at rest. What does it mean by burning more calories at rest? That means that you burn more calories, you lose more weight resting, doing nothing. It also means that the more calories you burn, it gives you the opportunity to eat more calories. Prioritize your protein. Uncle Reggie gifting another membership. Are you able to pick who? I was like, I didn't even know you could gift one, but Uncle Reggie, thank you again for another gifted membership. Uncle Reggie, why are you're so generous. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much for another gifted membership. I saw green at the corner of my eye and I'm like, oh my God. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much. Can we throw some F's up or some clocks up for Uncle Reggie? Uncle Reggie, thank you again for the continued support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. God, Uncle Reggie is just insane with the support. Thank you again so much. And if I'm remembering correctly, Uncle Reggie just started showing up last week. Again, thank you. Thank you, Uncle Reggie. So my plan today, where I'm going today, I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to a bar. I'm celebrating a friend's birthday. I'm probably going to be eating a bunch of junk food because there isn't going to be a ton of good options at the bar, but I will also eat when I get home and I will eat more on the healthy side. See, this is me trying to still find a balance in what I'm doing. So when it comes to my goals for October, I've shared this now before October started, but my goal isn't even fasted related at this point because I know that what really matters for me is I'm trying to get excess body fat off of me. I'm trying to put myself at a big enough calorie deficit to at least get 3 more pounds of body fat off of me. I'm not talking about losing 3 pounds on the scale. I'm talking about literally getting 3 pounds of body fat off of me because for me, what's important is losing excess body fat and gaining muscle or maintaining my muscle. So it's one of the reasons I am keeping my calories in check. A 10,500 calorie deficit is 3 pounds of body fat. It is putting myself at a caloric deficit of 339 calories a day. In the month of August, I had a huge caloric deficit of 21,000. That's where I lost the majority of the 30 pounds that I had put on a couple months ago. And then last month, I didn't put myself in a deficit. I was actually at a surplus of 3,500 calories. Does it mean that September was a waste? No. That means in September, I kept my weight relatively stable. In fact, I shared stats about how September was one of my most successful months because I kept my weight at bay. I didn't have it swing as high or as low as I have done in the past. And that's a big win for me. So for the month of October, I want to do something in the middle. I don't want to lose 20. I don't want to put myself at a 20,000 calorie plus deficit because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of fasting. That's a lot of calorie limiting. Instead, I want to do something that's a little in the middle. It's a Sir Mix-a-Lot lyric. I just want to get the scale to move down slowly and still shed 3 pounds of body fat because let's be real, I don't have a lot of excess body fat left to lose. At least I don't think so. I could be wrong, but who knows? I don't know. I haven't been in this territory just yet. But let's talk about actual stats. Let's dig into the real nerd stats when it comes to this. October goals so far. Today's October 4th, but it's not over yet. So I only have stats for the first 3 days. For the entire month of October, for me to achieve this goal, I have to eat less than 60,800 calories. Currently, I have now consumed about 5,200 out of 6,900. So I'm currently at a 1,700 calorie deficit, or about half a pound. If I'm trying to be at that pace of 339 calories a day, I'm actually ahead of that pace. Because at that pace, I should be 1,000 calories in deficit. So I'm above that pace right now, but that pace is about to get wrecked, because I'm probably going to be eating 5,000-6,000 calories tonight, maybe more, maybe less, but we'll see. It isn't going to change what I'm doing. I'm still going to get up and go for my walk and lift weights. I'm still going to make the best decisions that I can. My goal is to still put myself at a big enough caloric deficit. And if tonight is a heavier refeed day, then so be it. I just put in the work, I strategize, and I work on what's next after. Refeed wise, under 3,000 calories, over 190 grams. I've been now able to complete that twice this month. 15,000 steps 6 times a week. I've been able to complete that the first 3 days. 27 times is my goal, 24 more to go. Strength training after a refeed, I've now done that twice for the month, or every single time after a morning refeed, or after the morning after a refeed. So those are my nerd stats for today. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Lori says, I just finished a 67. Congratulations, Lori. I love that. I love that. Ronnie, nice to see you as well. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so that is pretty much the nerd stats for today. We're going to go ahead and do fit check. If you're unaware of what fit check is when I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically. So even if I gain 6 pounds after a refeed and feel bloated, I'll stand back here. Even if I feel lean after fasting for 2 days, I'll stand back here. So as I'm talking to you today, I'm up 2 pounds. You all saw what I ate. I just literally shared with you what I ate. I'm going to stand back here and show you what I look like physically. Why do I do that? Because it's my accountability. If you know me from my past, one of my bad habits is once I start to gain weight or eat bad or hide food or binge, I want to run away. I want to forget. I want to pretend it didn't happen. And so for me to do fit check for now 73 days in a row, this is my accountability. This is a way to show all of you that I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to run away. So even if I'm feeling bloated, even if I'm feeling chunky or fat or feeling lean and muscular, I want to make sure that I put everything on the table, so to speak. Before we do fit check, you all know what's coming, at least the ones that are here every day. I have been overweight my entire life, even as a 4 or 5 year old. I can't remember how old I was here with my A-team lunchbox in Chicago. I have been struggling with my weight as a child, as an adolescent, growing up, in my teenage years, in my 20s, and even in my 30s and 40s. At my heaviest, I weighed 235 pounds. I'm only 5'3". Some people might think 235 pounds isn't that bad, but I'm also 5'3". I used to wear a size 38 waist, wearing an XL or double XL shirt. just because I needed a shirt big enough to cover my belly. And I share all those pictures because I want you to understand that I have lost this weight in my 40s, and I have now kept it off for almost 2 years, not through any means except for fasting and working on my good, healthy habits. I show all those pictures from childhood all the way to my 40s because for many people, they might think that there's no way they're ever going to be able to lose that weight. And like I said, I share those photos so that you know that there's somebody that actually did it. I don't take any medication. I don't take GLP-1. I'm not on Ozempic or Wegovy or any injections like that. I've never had weight loss surgery. I don't take testosterone replacement therapy or hormone replacement. I don't take anything like that. Everything that you see is natural outside of me taking protein powder when I refeed and creatine when I refeed. And the creatine's more recent. I share that because I want you to all know that if you don't think you can do it, just tell yourself, maybe what you need to do is to work on your habits. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take medication. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be on GLP-1. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go through weight loss surgery. You have to do what's best for you. If there's one thing that you hear me promote, it's that you need to do what's best for you. You don't have to fast for as long as I do. You don't have to eat the way I do. You don't have to exercise the way I do. You have to take care of you the best way that you can. I share my story so that you at least understand that if you're at your wit's end, if you feel like you're on your last rope or whatever other idiom we can use here, that you realize that maybe there still is something that you can do for yourself, and that is rewiring your brain. That is letting go of the bad, toxic habits and building good, healthy ones. So let's go ahead. Let's do fit check. Remember, I'm 2+ pounds up, so maybe I'm feeling a tad bloated. I am wearing this extra small Cub shirt. This shirt is actually smaller than my extra large boys shirts. Yes, I do wear boys clothes because I'm short and they fit well on me, but I really like these shirts. I've been buying similar ones and these are very slim fitting. So I feel like a dad right now, tucking this in. And you'll see here, right? This is a combination of probably loose skin, as you see me grab it, loose skin, belly fat. I just don't know how much of it is loose skin and how much of it is belly fat. But I'll move my scooter. So here we'll do full shot. These shorts are extra small shorts. Like I said earlier, I used to wear a 38 waist, even close to a 40 waist. But these shorts aren't even 28. They're even smaller than that. They're very small. So full shot right here. Side shot. Rear. Side. And then front. So yes, like I said, it's not like I feel lean. I feel good, but like this is obviously this I don't like this. I don't know what this is going to look like as I continue to lean out more. The only way I'm going to know is by eventually getting to that point, which is why it's very important for me for the month of October that I lose another 3 pounds of body fat. This is why I don't care about what the scale says. This is why the only thing that matters right now is, can I put myself in a big enough caloric deficit so that this looks different on November 1st? Does that make sense? That's a non-scale victory. That's a non-scale victory that I want. I don't care what the scale says. I want this. I want this to look better. And even if it doesn't on November 1st, do I give up? Do I say the hell with it? No. I continue working on building muscle. I mean, even as I sit here, I can see how broad my shoulders are now, how much more like just muscular like my chest is, like this is the work I've been putting in now for the last 699 days. It would be crazy for me to just give up because I have extra belly fat. I don't know what the end game is going to look like. All I know is I just have to keep going. All I know is I have to continue to be the healthiest and happiest that I can be. The same goes for you. That should be your main goal. That should be your main focus. Prioritize your health. Prioritize your health, your happiness, your wellness, because there is nothing more important than that. Yes, your kids, your partner, your spouse, your job, which is a little ridiculous. Hopefully, people aren't saying my job is more important than my health. But I know that maybe that's something that goes through people's heads. All of these things are important, can be important, should be important. But without your health, if your health were to go like that, then what? Nothing's going to matter at that point if your health is taken away from you. Because at that point, your quality of life, you won't be able to take care of your spouse or your parents or your family, your kids. Who cares about your job if you can't even function? Health and wellness comes first. Take care of it. Prioritize it. That's Fit Check, everyone. Hi, it's Flower. It's Flower says, Jerome, you look lovely. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Sydney, I mean, this is, and you know what? Like, as I see this, so Sydney says, I'm only 20. So I really want to reverse this while I can before I get to your age. I don't want to be uncomfortable with myself in my skin, damaging my health for that long. So Sydney, here's the thing too. I want this for you too. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to prioritize your health, and you're 20. You're only 20. If I could reverse time and I could share 44-year-old Jerome, what I know now, and I could share it with the 20-year-old I was back then when I was binging, who knows how quickly I would have been able to just get out of that. But I was 15 years old when the first time I can recollect me doing this. I was 15. I was even younger than that, because I remember going to my therapist, and all of a sudden I remembered when I was like 7 or 8, and I was eating chocolate bars that my mom had, and I was eating them and I was hiding the wrappers under the bed, because as a kid, I was like, no one's going to find them, until they did. And it was one of my earliest moments where I can remember hiding food in that way. And then I did it in high school, hiding food in my backpack and eating it in my room and locking the door. Throwing up when I was younger, when I was 15, that's when I used to do that then. I haven't done that in decades, but it was something I did before because I thought that was the way to keep the weight off. Prioritize your health, Sydney. Seriously, work on your weight loss levers. Use us here to your advantage. Just keep showing up for yourself. And I know you do, because you're here a lot. You share a lot too. So please, if there's anything I can do for you, ask, ask the community. I would love to see any of us, all of us in here, reach our goals. It's that important to me. When I hear that people are able to lose weight or get out of that mental state, it's so fulfilling because I feel like we're doing good. That's all I want, is I want all of us to really just be able to figure this out, especially if you're like me and you've been stuck in this loop for decades. Okay. Q&A, question and answer. If any of you have any questions, I will answer them now. Please feel free to ask. If there's anything that you just wanted to comment about or say, you can maybe say it again if I missed it and you really wanted to let me know. I'll try to read through what I can. In the meantime, if any of you are looking for help when it comes to, or looking for additional help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner, if you're looking for an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can talk about putting a game plan and a strategy together. We'll get on a Zoom call like this. And I say this a lot, but I do feel that the majority of us already know what good, healthy habits look like. The majority of us know already how to lose the weight. And I think maybe the missing piece for many of us is the accountability piece, the transparency piece, the can I be honest and upfront piece. And that is something that I do provide as well. And not in a, you need to say what you need to do what you're going to say. It's not like that. I'm not going to slap you on the wrist. I'm not going to punish you for not doing what you say you're going to do. But instead, what I'm going to do is just ask you to show up and have a conversation about it and continue working on good, healthy habits and trying to get you out of the mental state that you might be stuck in. So if any of you are interested, you can go to finallyfasting.com. And if any of you want to support in a different way, just like Uncle Reggie has been ridiculously supporting in a different way, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. If you go to the link in the description of this live stream, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. If you do join, you'll get your name in the intros of these live streams. You'll get a badge next to your name in these chats. You get to use custom emoji. And if you join our higher tier group, accountability coaching group, you get to join us for an additional live stream on Wednesdays where we all get together like an actual group. So it's not just me on camera, but other people as well. We have a conversation. We talk about what your goals are for the week. Sometimes there are more people. Sometimes there are less people. Sometimes it's just me talking, but it's an opportunity for you to show accountability, to work together as a group, to be even more accountable if you haven't been before. So just something to check if you're interested in that. Okay. Let me get back into chat here. Yeah, Sydney says, I won't lie. I'm worried about switching to maintenance and the possibility of regaining. I think that's a fear for most people. And I think the only thing that I can say is you won't know what it's like until you get to that point. So maybe even at this point, it's not worth the stress. And at this point, it's just the focus of working on your good, healthy habits, because I do feel that if you can get your good, healthy habits down, then it's not so much about maintaining or keeping the weight off. It's more so, are your good, healthy habits that much in check that you will keep yourself going. That if you are starting to struggle or if you're falling, that that you have good, healthy habits to push you back up. Probably going to have to weigh in once a week and monitor the scale for life. I mean, I also don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I step on the scale every day. It takes 2 seconds. I don't worry about it too much. It's just a way to, like you said, it keeps me in check too. Aisha asks, no one's ever asked this question before. Aisha asks, I'm just kidding. Aisha is known as the one who typically asks this question. What time do you plan on live streaming tomorrow, Jerome? Let me see. Tomorrow, what does my calendar look like tomorrow? Tomorrow, we will do a later live stream. We will do probably one, I would say anywhere between 4:30 p.m. Central and 5:30 p.m. Central. Maybe even later than that. It just depends. I want to do a later one on Sundays because I've usually done them 7:30 p.m. Central. So I want to keep it at least a little later for the people who used to come on Sundays. I just don't have that opportunity right now because I'm not remote. I'm at this office, but I'd say anywhere between 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Central. It's Flower asks, what supplements do you take when you break your fast? I don't take any supplements. I thought you were asking electrolytes. I'm sorry. I take that 0 back. What supplements do I take? All I take is I take protein powder. Although yesterday when I broke, I didn't take any protein powder because I hit my protein goal of 190. Actually, yesterday's protein intake was 213. So, but if I'm low on protein, I will take protein powder. I just take a scoop. And then I take creatine monohydrate. It's a naturally occurring byproduct of our body. And I just take it because it helps with muscle growth or lifting a little heavier. So that's it. I don't take anything else. I don't take vitamins. I don't take any other supplements. Although in the future, and I really need to do my homework on this, I probably will start taking maybe some vitamins or something else that might be good for me. I mean, when I've done my blood work, my numbers are optimal. Everything's in the green. I'm not deficient in anything, so I'm not worried in that regard. But if there's something that can help me with my overall health, then I should definitely take a look at that. But that's literally all I'm taking at this point. Protein powder and creatine monohydrate. And I don't even take it every day. It's only, like you said, when I break my fast. Slack. Hey, did I say hi to you, Slack? I don't think I did. 23 hours. Congrats. Into 168 showing up for accountability. I love that for you, Slack. Keep it going. Keep it going. I know that you've been trying to push longer fasts lately. And actually, Slack, I'm wondering, because I know you'll usually come in here and you'll talk about getting a longer fast in, or you're having trouble and you're breaking early. How's the diet lever working for you? How are your other weight loss levers working for you? This is me putting you on the spot, because every time I see you in here, Slack, I know you talk about fasting a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to make sure that fasting isn't the only thing that you're paying attention to. I'm guessing you're not, but this is me just putting you in check here. But congrats, Slack. I love that you're 23 hours in. Let's keep it going. Please keep me posted on tomorrow and what that's looking like for you. Congrats, Slack, on getting 23 hours in. I agree, Happy Bunny. I feel like being here and sharing is a form of self-love. It absolutely is. I mean, this is why I do this. This is why I'm very transparent and vulnerable with what I do. This is also why I don't tolerate with bullshit when people come in here and they want to talk shit, because this is not the place for it. There are so many other places on YouTube or social media that people can do that in. And as long as I'm able to moderate it, Like I'm the same way. I really do feel that these moments that we're able to share and realize that you're not the only one going through this, I think is very helpful in that way. So I completely agree. Oh, you're out of here, Miss Peaceful One? I'm just making sure. Miss Peaceful One saying, have a good evening. Miss Peaceful One, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here as always. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Good trouble. Hi, good trouble. Hi, doing rolling 48s, getting confused on how to track my refeeding window in the Easy Fast app. I don't think you can. That's the thing. I don't think, and you can't do it on Zero, and the app I'm working on has that. The app I have tracks your fasts and your refeeds, and the app I have, I know I'm probably giving too much away, but the app I have will not allow you to just not hit the button, because it will always ask you, are you fasting or are you feasting? And it will always keep track of whether you're eating right now or fasting right now. Because the way I look at it, the way I think about a fasting app is it's a journey that never ends. You are always keeping yourself in check. And I know it might not be for everyone, but for me, I think it's really important to hit your timer. That's why you hear me say it all the time. So I don't think you can on there, Good Trouble, but I could be wrong. I haven't really messed with it at all, if I'm being honest. Thanks for the question, though. Letty with a $2 super chat. Letty, well, right here. I'm wearing, I was actually wearing this shirt today with you in mind. Letty with a $2 super chat. Letty, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Letty says, late here, but go Cubs. I'm so scared to check. I'm so scared to check, but I'm going to check. Some of you probably are. Oh my goodness. The Cubs are getting destroyed right now, 2-9. But despite that, Letty still has the right mindset. Go Cubs! Go Cubs! Although it looks like today is not going to be the day. Letty, thank you for the super chat. Every time Letty's in here, it's a $2 super chat that says something about the Cubs. Miss Peaceful One says, Jerome, thank you for being instrumental in me being closer to my goal, in me being closer to my goal this year for my birthday. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you as well and everything that you've shared. I know other people don't see this because Miss Peaceful One is on our Wednesdays, and Miss Peaceful One usually comes on to share a bit and has such motivating and inspiring things to say as well. So thank you as well. And I think if I remember right, tomorrow's your birthday. I was going to wait to wish you a happy birthday, but I don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. So happy early birthday, if I'm getting that right. Otherwise, if you're here tomorrow, I'll say happy birthday to you again. I don't know why I'm doing. I feel like this is all I do when I talk to people, but I'm grateful for you as well. And you know what? I bet you a lot of people here who have gotten support from you, who have heard you answer to them, are grateful for you as well. So thank you. Thank you, Miss Peaceful One. I appreciate you. Todd, how's it going? 51 and a half hours fasted and feeling great. I love that for you, Todd. Congrats. Keep it going. Please keep us posted. And also remember, whatever length of fasting that is, even if it's a short fast after, even if your refeed isn't the cleanest, continue to show up. Appreciate you being here. I did think, or I think if I remember correctly, you left a comment yesterday saying you missed the live, but I saw the comment because I see all the comments because I read everything. But Todd, nice to see you in here. Appreciate you being here. Okay. For the Good asks, Jerome, last question. Did you ever think you would have found your purpose in this? No, I really didn't. When I started this channel, and here's the thing too, because I've heard, or people will say, and it's in the comments, or, people like to talk. And sometimes people think that I do these fasts because I have a social media presence. I do these things because, of course, I would, because I make money making videos. First of all, you'd be surprised how little money I make doing any of this. I mean, of course, I get the support from all of you, and I appreciate that. But I never did this for the money. When I started this channel back in 2020, I didn't make this channel hoping that I was going to blow up on YouTube. I did it for accountability, which is why I've been doing this every day. I do it every day because it helps me stay accountable, but at the same time, like what you're saying there for the good, as I've been doing these live streams every day, I was like, wait, this is just a really good opportunity to help other people. And sometimes when I see people on social media and they're like, sign up for whatever, and I see the prices on it, it's like ridiculous. And then people are telling or places are selling whatever supplements, or you need to buy these specific things to get you through your fast. I'm just like, you could just water fast and you can take your electrolytes and you don't have to fast for, I mean, I know people want to get long fasts under their belt down, and I totally get that. But sometimes when I see people just trying to sell shit all the time, I'm just like, what if I just completely spin this on its head and be like, I'll just help people. We'll talk about it. We'll have a conversation about it. We'll build a community where people don't feel like they have to spend money to, like, you know. But no, I would have never thought that this is what it would have turned out to be. Did you think that when you went on your journey that you would also end up building such a beautiful community? I didn't. I really did not. And so I'm very thankful for that. I'm grateful for it. It is something that I would have never expected. And that's why I show up as often as I do. That's why I show all these comments here. That's why I'll take time to answer questions, because it means that much to me. That's why I'll tell people too, reach out to me. If you need anything, reach out to me. I might not be able to help everyone in that kind of way, because obviously it takes time and I don't have all the time, but if I can help, that's my goal. That's what I would love to do. So thank you for that question though. Oh, you're going to be out of town? Miss Peaceful One, are you still here? Happy birthday then. Happy birthday. If you're not going to be here tomorrow, I hope you have a lovely birthday. I hope you enjoy the day tomorrow. Again, thank you for always being here. Thank you for sharing with us and being motivating and inspiring for us as well. And enjoy your birthday. You'll have to tell us about it then if you're on Monday. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Peaceful One. Okay. It's Flower says, thank you, Jerome. I find you humble, honest, and encouraging. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. Do you take any sleep aids? I don't. Sleep is very important to me, and I'll share my routine with you. It's the sleeping I struggle with when I fast. I can't sleep. And this is something that many people share as well. I don't have this issue. I know many people do. So if anybody here is in chat right now that has issues when they sleep while they're fasting, please share your advice, give tips. And the thing too is, it doesn't mean that you have to use any of these, it's Flower, but if it's helpful, maybe it's worth a shot trying. But I will share with you my routine. Number one, have a routine. Have a routine. I try to wake up and I try to sleep at the same time every single day. Of course, not every day is going to be perfect, but I'm on such a set routine at this point that around 10 p.m., I'm already falling asleep. I'm literally falling asleep at around 10 p.m. And here are the things that I do. Number one, I keep everything dark. I turn off all the lights, completely turn off all the lights. I try to take time away from any kind of getting on my phone, watching TV, at least an hour before I go to sleep. Easier said than done. There are still times where I'm still watching TV. It's a bad habit. Or I'm on my phone. It's a bad habit. Caffeine, obviously, you don't want to be having much of that hours before. I think people say 4 to 6 hours before, maybe even more. I still have to be better about that. That's still a bad habit for me. Keeping the place cold. I try to keep it as cold as possible. I have a really high strength fan that I use. I sleep in a very cold room, very dark. And what I've been doing lately that's been very helpful for me is I no longer bring my phone with me. And it's not even in the room I sleep in. It's in a separate area now. I no longer bring the phone because I don't want to be tempted by the phone. When I talk about a routine, I walk at the same time every day. I lift weights every other day. I have such a set routine that I feel like my walks tire me out. My strength training days, especially on the days I lift heavy, it tires me out. That consistent routine, I think, has helped me with my sleep. Now, I know there are other things that people have talked about that have shared with me that have tried themselves. Melatonin is a supplement that I've heard people use. Magnesium is another supplement that I know people use that are helpful for them. People also talk about not eating so late. You know that for me, I eat late, but I do it on purpose because it's harder for me to eat earlier because then I'll eat throughout the day. I think that's about all of the tips that I have. I don't know if other people have shared about magnesium and even just sharing their experience. So thank you so much for sharing that. And hopefully that's helpful for you. It's Flower. You guys are so kind. I'm just reading some of the other comments on here. Thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And that might be it. We literally just hit 2 hours. So this is the longest fast or longest fast. This is the longest live stream I've done in a minute. One of the reasons I did a longer one is because I had extra time, but I need to be at this thing at 6 p.m. Maybe I'll be there a little later because I think I'm actually going to change clothes, but I think that's it. Blessed Life. Nice to see you. Hello. On my 3rd set of alternate day fasts. Congratulations. Thank you for all your videos and for doing this. You're very welcome. Blessed Life. Just a reminder. I love that you're able to do rolling ADFs, but remember, the day that you're not able to, the day that you're feeling burnt out or you're not feeling it, be kind to yourself, break early if you need to, eat cleaner because you know you didn't fast as long, and then just push forward. Not every fast has to be an ADF. Maybe some other days you might even go longer than that. But if this is helpful for you, continue to stay accountable. Keep sharing with us. Thank you for being here. Taz, thank you for the kind words as well. You're such an inspiration, and thank you for the accountability. Thank you. Nice to see you, Taz. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. Mr. T, I've not seen Mr. T in forever. Mr. T, how's it going? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here, but I'm about to sign off. Mr. T, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, at least even for the little time. Thanks, Margaret. Enjoy your refeed. Miss Peaceful One says the same thing. Thank you so much. You're all going to see what that looks like tomorrow anyway. I'm going to film all of that. You know I do that already. It's Flower asks, how do I send a super thanks? I have no idea. I don't know. I think somebody shared that before, but I have no idea how to do it. So I'm the last person that would be able to help with that. But thank you in advance. Maybe you'll be able to figure that out if you donate one day, but thank you. I don't know how. Maybe somebody knows. If I knew, I'd share, but I don't even know how to do that. So, okay, everyone, that's it for now. I'm going to sign off. I'm going out tonight. Tonight's a 20% day. I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to drink a couple Old Styles. It's my favorite beer. And I think that's going to be it. So we'll do this again tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow will be a later live stream at around 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Central. Thank you all for being here. Before I sign off, a huge, super huge thank you to Uncle Reggie for gifting 11 memberships. Please remember to thank Uncle Reggie if you haven't for the memberships. Letty, thank you for the $2 super chat as well. Go Cubs, I agree with you. Thank you for all of the support today. Thank you to all my Finally Fasting fam members who are part of the membership. I appreciate that support. And thank you to all my regulars. Thank you for being here every day. Thank you for being accountable. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for being vulnerable in that way. Thank you for being kind and trusting to the community. It is a delight for me to see. It reminds me that I'm not alone. And it reminds me that the internet isn't just full of trolls. So thank you again so much. We'll do this again tomorrow. That's all I got. And yes, before I get out of here too, Miss Peaceful One, again, have a great birthday. Enjoy your birthday tomorrow. Hopefully I'll talk to you on Monday. All right, that's it for me. Here's my obligatory wave. I'll see you all tomorrow at around 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Central.